At the peak of the jungle hierarchy, a lion sleeps off a heavy meal, entirely unchallenged in his domain. Down at the bottom of the food chain, a tiny mouse treats the apex predator's tail as a playground slide. The game ends when the lion wakes. He slams a single massive paw down to pin the mouse to the dirt, baring his teeth to execute the intruder. Facing certain death, the mouse offers a specific proposition. He promises that if the lion spares him now, he will act as a strategic asset for the predator in the future. Consider the scale of this pyramid chart. In a hierarchy where the top tier outweighs the bottom by a factor of thousands, the internal logic suggests that value only flows down. A return of value from that single dot back to the peak seems physically impossible. The lion performs a quick calculation. The nutritional value of a single mouse registers as 0 on his scale. However, the sheer amusement of such a small creature offering help tips the balance. He releases the mouse simply because he is already full. This level of absolute power often creates a dangerous blind spot. The lion assumes his size makes him entirely self-sufficient, leaving him unprepared for a threat he cannot overpower. Days later, the environment changes. Human hunters enter the territory and deploy a specialized trap along the lion's habitual patrol route. The lion steps into the snare, triggering the mechanism. Heavy ropes violently yank his massive body off the floor, suspending him in a constricted net. This is a kinetic trap, designed to turn a target's physical strength against itself. As shown in this schematic, every outward push from the lion triggers a corresponding inward pulling force. When he redoubles his efforts, the nodes multiply and constrict. His raw muscular output tightens the trap around him. The hunters leave to retrieve a transport cart, leaving the king of the jungle neutralized and roaring in the canopy. When a threat is engineered to absorb brute force, traditional strength becomes a liability. The lion is trapped by the very power that usually keeps him safe. The tiny mouse recognizes the distress call from the underbrush and sprints toward the source of the roar. He finds the predator suspended and helpless. The mouse immediately begins climbing the complex webbing of the hunter's net. We can compare their toolsets here. The lion's massive jaws and blunt claws cannot grip or cut the flexible lines. The mouse, however, possesses microweapons, tiny, sharp incisors functioning like precision wedges. He identifies a single-point failure. By severing critical tension nodes, the entire macrostructure loses entirety and collapses. The ropes snap. The lion drops back to the ground, his suspension system completely destroyed. Complex, heavy problems often yield to hyper-specialized precision rather than overwhelming force. When the hunters return with their cart, they face a unified front. The lion and the mouse charge forward together. The hunters flee back to their village, defeated by a partnership they could not have predicted. The lion officially names the mouse the Prince of the Forest. This title acknowledges their functional parity, recognizing that their survival is now interdependent. This Venn diagram illustrates the value of diversified capability. Combining macro strength with micro precision creates an overlapping defense system that covers the vulnerabilities of both animals. The mouse resumes his play, sliding down the lion's tail. This interaction now serves as a visible marker of their strategic alliance. Mercy is a strategic investment. It ensures the availability of a specialized solution when you eventually encounter a problem your own strength cannot solve.